Hi everybody, and welcome to another webinar here at Fronius International. Today we talk about the Fronius Symo SnapINverter. So it's the Symo Advanced actually. It is a new product in an old hood, let's say. Let me quickly introduce the team for today. So behind the camera, the chat responsible person is today Hans Pelzer. So if you have any questions, just send them through. And I myself, my name is Chris, I will guide you through today's webinar. Yeah, before we start, I already mentioned we have a chat feature. So on the right-hand side of your screen, you should be able to see it. If you have any questions around the product, around Fronius, just send them through and we are happy to answer them. Also at the end of the webinar, we take a few minutes time to answer your questions live. Also, please consider after leaving our event today, there should pop up a feedback opportunity. So please give us your feedback if you have time for that. Now, let's have a look onto our agenda for today. I already mentioned we talk about the SnapINverter Symo Advanced. And first of all, I want to start with showing you the technical data. Just a quick comparison, because the majority looks the same like it is with the existing Symo, but there are a few new features. For example, the new ArcGuard feature. This I will explain in the second bullet point. So how it works, actually how it works on paper, because I can't show you in practice, it's too dangerous, and how to activate it on the display of the inverter. The second part will be proven over years features. So as the Symo Advanced is basically equipped with the features of the old Symo, I quickly want to go through service, cooling, SuperFlex Design, and the dynamic peak manager when it comes to shading. All right, let's get started with the Symo Advanced technical data. And we can already see on the power classes that this will replace the big Symo. The big Symo comes in 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5, and 20 kilowatt. And exactly in this range, we will have the Symo Advanced in a few weeks ready. So it will directly replace this sector. The smaller Symos from 3 to 8.2 kilowatt will be the existing Symos. Yeah, and with the Symo Advanced, we will have again 2 MPP trackers individually working. So we have a SuperFlex Design possibility. We have a rather broad range on the DC input voltage from 270 up to 800 volts. And when it comes to the input current, again, ranging from 27 and 16.5 to 33 and 27 on the bigger ones. The oversizing, as on all of our inverters from Fronius, is possible with 150%. So a 20 kV inverter can be equipped with 30 kilowatt peak. Now, a new feature will be the arc detection, or AFCI. There are a few wordings out there, but all of them mean the same thing. That's the detection of an arc happening, and also the Fronius Symo Advanced will be equipped with it. Yeah, the weight will be from 35 kilogram up to 42 kilogram. Now, one feature that is not listed here, but will be different with the Symo Advanced as well, is the maximum short circuit current on the screw terminal of the DC array. So per string, we can connect a little bit more than with the existing Symos, meaning that it should be even easier to work with high current modules. All right, so that's just a glimpse how the differences look on the technical data sheets when we compare those two. Let's have a look into our biggest new feature, the ArcGuard, or arc detection, or AFCI, which means arc fault circuit interruption. Don't let you get confused with the wording. It all means the same. We just detect the serial arc, which is happening in the array on the plus or the minus pole of the module array. We recognize it and shut down the production of the inverter in order to extinguish the arc. So it's a really precise detection, and that's made possible by a trained algorithm, which is continuously improving. So the phrase self-learning comes into mind. And I would argue that Fronius is really perfectly equipped for working in this field, because we are working with arcs since 1950 in the business unit Perfect Welding. The only difference is, in the other business unit, we want the arc to happen in order to weld metals together, and in the solar energy, we don't want them to happen. But we do have a lot of experience in it, so this algorithm is really working fine. Yeah, and I also want to show you in the next slide how the activation is done on the display of the inverter, and it is rather easy in just 4 to 5 steps. Yeah, and that's it. That's a short series of pictures how the activation works with the ArcGuard. What you need to do on the display is you need to go to the home menu of the already commissioned inverter. And here you have the possibility to enter the code menu by pressing 5 times the third button from the left. If you do not can follow me in this presentation, go check out our YouTube video on that. We have made a very cool and just 2-minute long how-to video. But if you are now in the code menu, you can enter the professional code. You can get this by calling the tech support or by going to Solar SOS. And then in the professional menu, you go upwards or scroll down until you reach the submenu Arc Fault Protection. Here you can enter and select AFCI mode and set this one to on. And that's all you need to do. Then the ArcGuard feature will be activated. So yeah, I already mentioned we have a how-to video. Please check it out. Just go to our YouTube channel, and in the playlist how-to video, you can find the wording how to activate ArcGuard for Symo Advanced. It really explains everything you need to know. But the ArcGuard feature is not the only safety feature that we have equipped with our Symo Advanced inverter. We also have the already trusted certified DC isolator. So the DC switch at the bottom, it still is a very safe feature that comes with the Symo Advanced as well. We test beyond norms and standards. So with shipping tests, freezing tests, and so on, in order to ensure longevity of the product. Third up, we have the automated insulation measurement. So we do not allow the feed-in process if we, for example, measure a fault current. And last but not least, we have the safety on board, which basically means the optional surge protection device that you can build into the wall mounting bracket. But it also means the highly tested terminals, the screw terminals on DC and AC side. Yeah, I have also an info box here on the top corner about the ArcGuard technology. And I quickly want to mention this feature is now equipped on the Symo Advanced, like we have heard in the past few slides, and also on the Tauro Echo Direct version. So the biggest Tauro or the biggest inverter for commercial units from Fronius is also equipped with this ArcGuard technology. Yeah, now let's have a quick look also into our proven over years features from our existing Symos, such as the service concept. So we still talk about an easy on-site repair possibility of the inverter. Either you can do a full inverter exchange or you can do a modular exchange of the print board if you want to. Please note, for a print board exchange, you need to be a Fronius system partner, a certified partner of Fronius basically, in order to do that. And if you are a Fronius system partner, you can even put some spare parts on stock to have an even faster service possibility. So this doesn't change from the existing Symo. It really is a fast service. Next up, we have the active cooling feature. Yes, we know it from the Gen 24, the Tauro, the SnapINverter. Everything from Fronius is actively cooled, and that's giving us a longer lifespan of the inverter in general, and even a later performance derating. So up to a higher ambient temperature, we can work with the full output power. We have high current carrying capacity of the MPP trackers, like I mentioned, and low failure rates because of those active cooling systems. Because we all know that electronic components and heat do not go along very well, so better get rid of the heat. Energy management is on board as standard, so you know it from the existing SnapInverter series. We have 4 digital in and outputs, 12 volt, which can be used for load management. So you simply decide to use a DC 12 volt relay and have a perfectly fine load management. So switch on, switch off your loads that you want to. We have Modbus RTU and Modbus TCP in order to communicate with the most important Fronius components and partners. We have Solar API, which is, for example, necessary to talk to the Fronius Watt Pallet, the e-mobility charging solution, and the standard LAN and Wi-Fi connection in order to get our data to the internet, to Fronius SolarWeb. And all of this means intelligent control of heat pumps, conditioners, air conditioners, wall boxes, or smart home solutions and other components. Yeah, we have talked about the service beforehand, and the fast service gets even more faster, or even faster with the remote troubleshooting possibility. First of all, we have the SolarWeb, our analysis and monitoring platform. Here we can already see if something doesn't perform as it should. We can already see a failure code if it happens. And if so, we can check out what this failure code means with our Solar SOS tool. Here we can have a self-service tool. So this means 24/7 hours, 7 days a week, we can show or we can look up what this code means and help ourselves. And in the worst case scenario, we can even order a print board or the exchange inverter. Last but not least, we have a smart grid feature. For example, a very easy setting of grid requirements such as cosinus phi, the basics basically, and also dynamic power reduction or feed-in management, like it's called, from 0 to 100%. So if it's necessary and the grid requires it, the production curve could look like this, and we have a cut in it because the transformer, the units just can't handle it. That's all possible with our inverters. Yeah, and the biggest important thing about it is we save actively on costs because we save ourselves the plant controller, which would be necessary for bigger installations. Yeah, it gets even more flexible when it comes to the system design with the Symo Advanced, because we have a wording at Fronius that's called SuperFlex Design. And by that we mean it is very simple to design with our products because of 2 individual working MPP trackers. Each MPP tracker can handle the entire rated power of the inverter. So you could put up a 10 kV peak system on a 10 kV inverter just on one MPP tracker if you want. And by SuperFlex Design, we also mean the wide DC input voltage range. So longer strings, shorter strings, both of this is possible. Last but not least, we also have something when it comes to shading. So even partial shading does not stop us in our track because we have a dynamic peak management. And this is just another algorithm working out the best operating point even in shaded scenarios in order to get out the maximum power. So maximum yield optimized on a string level, higher reliability of the entire system, and no additional components. That's the most important thing. We do not need external optimizers. We make them obsolete with our internal and free of charge integrated dynamic peak management. And of course, it also saves us in the installation effort. It's simply plug and play of the modules connected to the inverter, and the rest is done by the management. Yeah, And that's it already. We are in the last slide. Here I want to quickly give you some important information about start of sales, which is going to happen in calendar week 25, 2023. So this means mid of June, we can expect the Fronius Symo Advanced to hit the markets, and it can be ordered as standard as usual at the wholesaler. And at this point, we will have a crossover with the standard Symo, so this will be automatically discontinued in the power classes 10 to 20. Please remember that. But as you can see, there is no additional cost for you. It just is a better inverter with more features integrated. We know the ArcGuard, the higher short circuit current per terminal. And yeah, you can expect a lot of fun with this. And we are prepared for the future and for more safety. More information can be found as usual on our homepage. Just check it out if you are interested in more how-to videos and also in other trainings. And yeah, I've also listed down below the link to our YouTube channel. Just type in youtube.com/@FroniusSolar. And here you can find all the playlists with all the existing webinars and videos. All right, that's it so far. I quickly take a look to my colleague, Hans. Did we have any questions so far? I see a nodding in the background.
Yes, Christoph, thank you. We have received one question regarding the Echo. Is that also available as an advanced or coming also with the ArcGuard in the future?
So will Echo Advanced? That's a good question. I honestly cannot answer it right away. I will check with the product management how we proceed with this product. So for now, it's just the 10 to 20 that will be up and running. If the Echo 25 and 27 will come as well, I cannot say for sure. So we will get back to you with that information.
But for sure, we have also the Tauro available with this ArcGuard feature, which has been already launched. So with all the Tauro's 20D version, you can order the ArcGuard feature optional as well in advance. So it's not a retrofit solution, but it can be ordered as well with this ArcGuard. So that will be the two first inverters from Fronius which are coming with this ArcGuard feature. And Christoph, there was another question. Why do we have different MPP input currents on the two MPPs? Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's basically just a design choice. So if you have a larger string, or if you want to combine multiple strings in parallel, for example, it typically is enough to just use one MPP tracker and use this first one, which is typically the larger one when it comes to short circuit, in order to work with the parallel strings. And the second MPP tracker can then be used for the smaller side array, for example. So that's just a choice of usage, I would say, but it's always the same. So if you get the hang of it once, you will know it for the rest of the product line. It is the same for the Gen 24, for example. It has 25 and 12.5 amps on MPP1 and MPP2. So it's kind of similar on all the products. And yeah, as mentioned, it is a design choice.
Okay, Chris, there was actually no more questions so far. I see, but there will be maybe some more questions which we can answer also later on. So we stay online, and I give back my words to you, Christoph.
All right, perfect. Sounds good. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining today. I hope it was interesting so far for you. And yeah, I hope you are as excited as I am for this new feature, for this new product. As mentioned, mid of June, we can expect to hit the market. And yeah, good. I will leave it like that. If you're interested, you know where to find the next few online trainings, webinars, and trainings. It's on our homepage. I would love to see you again in one of our next sessions. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun installing the systems outside. Thank you very much for listening, for joining, and we see each other in the next one. Goodbye, guys.